Ladies and gentlemen, you are sick of weather. I am sick of weather. But we are fighters, and we are winners, so let's do this. It is the second day of what I believe will be a very active 90-day period. And forget Friday the 13th, because when the clock struck midnight at Monday the 13th, I had hackers, and then my electricity company shut my power off again. But fear not, I pawned my PS4, my guitar, and my amp, so I can be back here bringing you the business. And the business is really, really bad weather. Yesterday, the Weather Channel reported that they were caught by surprise by this storm. And I was like, well, if you'd been following Cranky Weather Guy or me, you wouldn't have been surprised at all. Ryan Mawe from weathermodels.com points out, geez, guys, the first 2 weeks of August 2018 have been difficult for weather prediction models. The vaunted European has its lowest scores for the period in 10 years. So that's how technology is in an unregulated capitalist system. The farther time gets, the worse things get. When you had a space shuttle, you don't have a space shuttle anymore. When you had accurate models, you don't have accurate models anymore. What government and corporations do is they make things more expensive and more complicated and more frustrating. And that is why we are in the condition we are in today. But that is another great reason to support THORNEWS as I move from Houston to Colorado. Because if you want accurate information, I will be giving it to you as long as I can, as long as I'm alive, as long as I have a place to stay with electricity and a laptop that works. So as the weather ramps up, I need your support and contributions and donations. I'll leave a PayPal link in my box to keep doing this. And so here is the rain right now. As you can see, you have a giant bunch of rain up in the Northeast and a giant bunch of rain in the middle of America. And then you got some spots about. And the situation has been pretty bad, man. The Northeast has flooding in multiple places. There are parts in Texas that got 8 inches of rain in 3 hours. There are parts of the Northeast that got 8 inches of rain in 3 hours. The rain totals have been pretty eye-popping. Unfortunately, I've been running around all day and trying to get shit done, and I haven't been able to watch it as much. But I've seen the videos. It looks pretty bad. And for the Northeast, you got rain till Wednesday. Texas, you're supposed to clear out today or tomorrow sometime. But as Ryan pointed out, the models have been screwy. And Frankie's been pointing that out for a while too. I've been pointing it out. That somehow the data our government gives us ain't that accurate, and it's getting worse. So I don't know if people think votes are going to matter or votes are going to change anything. The only thing that's going to change things is us, the people. So here you got the giant moisture system streaming from the whipped cream can in the middle of Texas. And we are watching this volcano range because Popocatépetl had 2 eruptions in the last 2 days. And that's right about here. And then Guatemala has an eruption a week ago, and that's down here. And this is a volcano range that runs up through America. Last night, Phoenix had a really bad pop-up storm here. So, man, things are crazy. Getting crazier. And watch how this giant system is all connected, wrapping around like the alien creature that it looks like all the time. And so it's retrograding into the Northeast. Once again, Cranky Weather Guy has the best blogs in the business and is accurate as they come. I'll leave a link for you. But yeah, look at this storm expand. And so you got 3 moisture spots coming to fug shiz up. So you got your northeast precipitation, which comes down and then it dips down. We have a winter jet stream in the summer, so that pushes down into here, and then the rains drive back up to there. All right, and so now you got your volcano range moisture, which pushes up through here and then gets forced back down. And then you have your spurts between the Saharan dust of tropical moisture, which pushes up through here. So yeah, I mean, until this pattern changes, and we don't see it changing in the near future or the mid-term future, the East Coast is going to continue to get pounded. Though it is interesting to note, the Azores high has kind of spread into Texas. It kind of wraps around. I'll show you in a bit. 5 minutes talking already? Crazy. Lightning is kicking off right now. 33,000 lightning strikes in the last 2 hours. I saw 35,000 when I pulled this up, so the storm itself is dying down because storms pulse up and down. That's a pretty widespread lightning field. Look at the horseshoe over here. Wish on it for good luck, my love. Okay, what are we at? And over here, this is water vapor. And watch how you should be able to notice the pulse. Where like the bum, bum, bum. Where we're pulsing now. Pulse is up. But watch how this trough literally carves out this thing. That's the jet stream 2, the curly Q here. So all the moisture really gets pushed down and up. Nasty business. Over here, just a note, last year when I accurately predicted 2+ hurricanes hitting the United States, I did it off multiple things, and one was the fact that when the pattern shifted east, that all the things that were hitting Japan, China, Taiwan would start hitting us. So the signals that I got from last year are worse than they were this year. So my prediction still stands that we will get hit by 2 more hurricanes before season's over. Though I could be wrong, the dust shield could hold, wind shear could hold, but if those 2 things drop down, everybody agrees it's going to get real messy real fast because the water's like a bathtub. And over in Japan, you got a severe tropical storm, Leppy, to slam southern Japan on Tuesday. And then tropical storm, Bebinka, to bring flooding rain, fall to China and Vietnam this week. So they keep getting pounded. I'm pretty sure we're going to get pounded. If you see signs of the weather calming down, you be sure and let me know, buddy. But it is not calming down right now. So here's another look at our rain. And notice our giant monster, which is retrograding inside. So this whole thing is pushing back in. See how it goes like doop, 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 doop. And then you got your moisture from the heat kicking off here. See that? And then if you map that over, boom. And over in the west, our fire situation is bad. And it's only getting worse. It's going to get worse. We've still got, August is the hottest month. So we got a lot of places on fire. And everybody talks about California, but you got tons of fires in Washington, Oregon, Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico. It's a situation for sure. So yeah, just look at the giant. That's a big system, man. It's true. And then we were watching, see, the patterns and shapes, man. Patterns and shapes. And watch the waves roll over Africa. That reminds me of one thing I didn't pull up, which has been fascinating. Well, 2 things. One, so yeah, flooding. And those problems will continue. What else do we got here? Here's what I want to show you. I'm going to see how it changed when I went to bed last night when the hackers were fooling me. I just shut my computer down and went to bed. Got some good sleep, though. Okay. I can't ever remember, and you guys know I've been doing this for a while. I'm talking years, right? So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. This is precipitable water. So that's like the amount of water that's going to participate in a storm. I've never seen precipitable water fire off the top of Africa. See how the equatorial electric jet line, the equator here, we know that is wetter than most areas. So usually when the wetness and the waves fire off Africa, they fire off the bottom. And sometimes they rise up. I've never seen a giant precipitable water wave fire off the top of Africa. Can't ever remember a time since I've been doing this where I saw the wave come out of the top of Africa. So I'm watching the 2 waves here. Here's wave 1, which is going to add a lot of tropical moisture to our Pacific stream. Here's wave 2, which is maybe 3, 4, 5 days behind this one, which is going to add a lot more moisture. And then the third wave comes off the top, which is just really weird. Have I beaten that point enough? Because it's true. That I don't know, man. Out of all the weird shit that's going on, like you got this trying to go this way, you got this trying to go west, while the other thing's trying to go east. As Cranky Weather Guy calls it, jet weirding. It's really weird. Like the whole situation is downright odd. So, let's see. Water temperatures. It's like a super hot bathtub. It's like if you dropped a couple toasters into the bathtub right around Florida, whatever these islands are. I don't get to travel much, so my geography is bad. And then the Gulf of Mexico's, these are hot, hot, hot. Someone told me there was like was it 89 degree temperature in the Gulf at one place? And you only need 80 degrees to make a hurricane. This is today. So all these spots are going to get some rain. It's tomorrow. All these spots are going to get some rain. And this is the third day. All these spots are going to get some rain. So, yeah, what is that, like 80% of the United States? And here, and I don't trust this map at all because it used to say like 200, 300 now. The most I can see it get to is like 30. And after yesterday, the day before, it dropped. After places got 8 inches of rain, it dropped from 30 flooding to 15. So, if you need any proof that your government is throwing it in the dirt, probably on purpose, the river gauge is a good thing. And plus, knowing that it's 2018 and we do have good technology, why would you represent flooding rivers with single dots? Why would you not have them as lines, like the rivers? And honestly, another reason you should contribute, because as your planetary defense commander trying to keep everybody safe and unite the people, I've done a great job considering the fact that I only have nickels and sticks and a laptop to work with. If you add that curve in, man, I'm doing fantastic. And so, yeah, it's a situation. There's your ocean hanging out. Oh, yeah, this from last night. I was watching this carved line. Almost looks like a boob and a nipple. Oh, yeah. Oh, we know it won't be getting close to me. But, yeah, and we had that weird earthquake that they hadn't had an earthquake, 6.4 here, and it's been swarming. There's been a lot of earthquakes up at the top of Alaska. What are we want to look at now? Mean sea level pressure? And so, like, it's been changing. So now we have 2 high spots. So the convergence line is by the high spots, and then we got them feeding into the low pressure. Things is just weird. You notice how, like I said, Asia is getting pounded. And China, Asia, Taiwan are dealing with some pretty massive landslides. If I can go without having hackers or troubles, I'll try to put together an edited video. I've got so much horrible footage to show you. Okay. But things are okay. Things are okay. Yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah. There's your giant Azores High here. Now I'm going to have to pull up 13 minutes. How are you doing today? Man, I'm going to make a space video after. Okay. Now, this is the newest model. Now I'm going to skip it. Okay. So, okay, this is today. This is in like 6 hours, I guess. You still see you got a bunch of rain. 6 hours from then. Still got rain in the northeast. And most of the rain is pushed to these places. My brain is just blanking out. It's been a bad day. I still got a smile on my face. Because I have faith. So, you can still see a big storm pushing through. And like I said, you got that moisture streaming up from the tropics that I don't think the models are picking up on. And this isn't just me saying that. This is now a lot of the meteorologists and the models themselves. Right? Okay. Let's go back to Mr. Mileway's worst in 10 years. So, like, that's just, I don't know, man. It's interesting to note. So, yeah, like what we're looking at now, it's interesting, but it's just not telling us that much. The thing I did want to point out was notice how the Azores High, which has been keeping most of the moisture here, It's actually pushed into Texas and up through here. So that's why Texas is now getting some of the moisture. And so, what is that, the 18th? 5 days. Yeah, so even when we get a break on Wednesday, then it's just going to kick right back up again. You notice these spots where moisture fires up and off. Whatever. I'm going crazy. But if there's one thing I've learned at Thorn News, look at this. Wow. Over the last few years, that I'm pretty good at going crazy. Sometimes when I go crazy, I can be funny and make some insights that can help me and you. And when we both improve, the world improves. Okay, so we're going to look at the model. There you go. This is from... And remember, to watch the chance of volcanoes erupting in America, I'm watching the rain totals. And so the 20 to 30 inches that keep climbing up this mountain have now reached into Arizona at the bottom. And in New Mexico, it shows a shit ton of rain, about 20 inches over the next 2 weeks. So that's interesting. And then in the four corners, but not those four corners. And then it has a giant swath of rain off the East Coast. They don't need any more rain whatsoever, because they've had some pretty bad flooding. All right. And so me and Cranky think that the hurricane season might get active again around the 20th, 21st. But we will keep watching and we will keep you posted. Oh, I've got a sun thing on the sun that I want to show you guys later. Yeah, so if you look at it that way, you know, that's weird how that curves over. What do I want to show you? Oh. How about Europe? Is anyone from Europe? Give me a half hour over the internet if you're from Europe. But let us watch this thing. Because it keeps kicking out hurricanes. And then throws them kind of by Hawaii, but not really. So everything is interesting and everything is wild. People are acting crazy like spoiled childs, but not you guys. You're astonishers, you're Asteroid Fight Club, and you're awesome. All right, so there you go. It's a situation. Once again, for the best in the business, I recommend Cranky Weather Guy. Dude is a total badass. Please keep up with your local statements. Because remember, I would guess 30% of the American population is up that East Coast, up the Northeast. And so they are flooding, and they are continuing to flood, and they're going to continue to get a whole lot of rain through Wednesday. We know all the actors and all the potential. Systems continue to expand and move along Pennsylvania, New York under the gun, South, Northeast, New England on notice. I'll leave a link to his blog, Storm Hamster, and then we will get to it. Volcanoes. And this is another thing. Winter El Nino. And so it has always been my contention at Thorn News that this is magma, because this is heat, right? We're like, oh, heat. And how you get carbon to stay concentrated in just one area and then pop up like a heartbeat in 1997, 2015, and then now 2018. But you'll notice, so volcanoes, magma. But if the government was like, hey, y'all, magma tax, lava tax. You know who caused volcanoes to erupt? You did. Another thing I was thinking. So the Martians used to sacrifice people, right? And Mars got wiped out. And then so like the Mayans, the Aztecs used to sacrifice people in the volcano. And they got wiped out. So I got an idea. How about rich and powerful people not sacrifice the poor? Maybe we'll make it this time. No, I guarantee you we'll make it this time. If we work together, one Earth family, all ideas on the table, everybody acting cool, I think we can do some amazing things. But yeah, like I said, there are some places that have just gotten tons of rain. So I'm sure I'll be talking to you guys soon, later today. Like I said, I think you guys need me, for sure. So if you can, contribute. And how about people who've never contributed before? Isn't there a single Daddy Warbucks out there who's like, you know what, kid? after 5.75 years, you've earned a major miracle, and I will be that major miracle for you. Because all I'm going to do is I'm going to work my ass off, and I'm going to bring you guys the truth, especially at a time where it doesn't seem like the models are doing very well. And apparently, a lot of meteorology schools relied heavily on models, because sometimes meteorologists seem like they're flying without wings when the models go bad, where you can clearly see it in the actual maps themselves. The radars. All right, so everybody stay cool, be cool, and I will talk to you in the very, very near future. Also, Merry Christmas. Peace out. God bless everyone. Stay cool. And now, hit the button. Baby!